Now, if you're thinking of like building up your credit and, you know, boosting up your score, I would suggest like a kickoff account, or like a self account where you can have like the secured card. But I personally use kickoff and it works just fine. You could also get secured Capital One, or a IT card with Discover secured, of course, you know, to get your score up. Like most people will use like become an authorized user for someone else, but I personally don't like doing that, because if that person defaults, your score is going to go down, and then you have to prove that you are an authorized user. So I would suggest that you build up your own things, of, you know, to get your score up, and you don't have to depend on anybody else. So you can also invest into a high yield savings account. You know, I also have one with Ally, which I also have linked in my bio. I use them as well. Just trying to think of all the things you could do to start building on your credit. It's not gonna be, you know, you see these people, oh, raise your score in 30 days. Where does that? No. It's gonna take you a minute. It's gonna take you a good 3, 4, 5 months until you start seeing some actual, you know, some things rolling and moving, because these credit bureaus is gonna give you a hard time. You just have to know what to look out for. You have to know, you know, what is correct, what isn't correct, and you have to stand on that and also have the proof of that as well. You also got to make sure that they're not lumping you up with someone else. Like there's somebody in, what is that, Chicago, with the exact same name. We are like a couple years apart, and she owns her home. And it got to the point where they was like, oh, you have a house in Chicago? And I'm like, no, I've never been to Chicago. So you have to look on LexisNexis for those type of things, because that thing's gonna trickle on down to your credit report, and then you're like, it's called like a mixed, you're gonna have a mixed account. So you gotta be mindful of that too. Now, I would advise putting your job or a phone number on your credit report, like when you're updating your personal information, because if you don't, you know, fall short on an account and you can't pay, they can look and see where you work at. They can look and see where your phone number is. I mean, they're going to get the number off of your application, but you're not going to make it that easy for them. I wouldn't. I would just have to make sure one name, one address that's not tied to an open account, because they try to get you on that as well. But if you, that's in my book as well, how to get as simple as possible, which would make it easier for you to get things removed off of your credit report and not reappear. And another tip, when you are disputing these items on your credit report, make sure that it is coming up as being disputed. If it's not, and you are disputing that account, that is a violation. Now, when you're done with the account and you're no longer disputing it and you just want to leave well enough alone, make sure you take the comments out. Now, if you requested them to remove that comment and they leave it up there, that's also a violation. And I only suggest this like if you think, oh, you're going to be buying a house in the near future. You don't want to have any comments up on there, because, you know, They're going to ask. They're going to see that you were disputing things on your credit report. Yeah.